If you think you're stuck being a 2 out of 10 and you can't progress up that ladder, whatever that ladder really means, well, you're wrongly mistaken. And to be honest, half of it is just doing the work now so that you can enjoy the future in 6 months to 1 year time. So in this video, I'm going to show you how any man, in my personal opinion, can go from a 2 to 3 to 4, upwards of an 8 to 9, right? So let's jump in and let's show you one of my personal stories, but I'm also going to show you how you can do that if you're sitting at home right now struggling on how you can progress this ladder. So if you think your genetics are shit or whatever, it's not about that. And just before we continue this video, if there's going to be comments saying, Jake, you're not a 9 out of 10, whatever, bro. You should look at yourself. You shouldn't compare against another man, right? This is just my personal opinion, what I did to progress up these ranks in every single era. And it's a constant game that you have to understand that you're playing this, but it's fun. What else are you going to do? This is just part of the everyday man cycle. So I think it's super, super important that you should follow this to some degree. And if you have other areas, drop them in the comments below. I would be more than interested to hear your guys' thoughts on this and share your stories. Let's get a conversation started. So number one, sounds super, super simple, but 99% of men don't do this. If you just get in the gym, boys, like religiously, a solid routine, not cardio, not all this bullshit, calisthenics / the gym, weightlifting, etc., heavy compound lifts and some exercises, you're going to be ahead of 99% of the people, right? Because when you go in the gym, you see other men and you might compare yourself to them. But if you go outside the gym, most of these people do not look like that, right? So just doing this main thing is going to progress you up the ranks so much faster. It's going to make your face leaner. It's going to make your muscles pop. It's going to just complement your physique when you wear clothes, etc. And it's just going to help you so much. So before we start, we need to get in the gym. Before we do anything else with all these face exercises and making money, etc., we need to actually get in the gym. Our body is the most important thing. Health is wealth at the end of the day. Now, you don't have to go to my level. I think I've went too far, and I'm going to show you pictures of me, but I've tamed it back down. Like, I went way too far in my journey, and that's because I was addicted, right? Once you start seeing gains, you can do some stuff that I'm going to talk about, but you don't have to go that far. 10% body fat, 12% body fat, you are going to be looking so good, and you're going to progress so much further. So this will literally change your life, and guess what? Once you achieve these gains, you can't buy that shit. So the richest motherfucker in the world can have all the money, but you can't buy getting in shape, right? You can be rich as fuck, but if you're fat, you ain't doing anything, and there's, nothing cool about buying pussy, right? That's not what we're going to preach on this channel about, buying escorts, etc. That shit is so fucking lame. I understand there might be certain circumstances when you're on this journey, but you should honestly just never ever need to do that. And how you can just skip that queue is just get in the gym. You're going to have maybe low tier pussy. Don't want to be rude in this channel, but as you progress, it's going to go higher up. And that's obviously not the goal here, right? But when you start out, I know a lot of people are like, I just want to get girls. That's fine. Get in the gym. You're going to solve that issue pretty fast within the first 6 months. Now, you can be flat broke and pull 7 pluses all day if you're just in shape. That's the matter of the fact. Ovs combine this with wealth, and then life becomes easy. So let me give you an example of my 3-year progress. I'm not 21 anymore, but this was an 18 to 21-year-old progress. But there was, and again, I'm the most honest guy you'll probably ever meet, there were steroids. There were steroids in this. I started steroids way too young, pretty much 18-year-old. 18, 19, I forget the exact date. Obviously it wasn't 18 because I wasn't on fucking steroids here, right? But you could see, I got fucking jacked. And again, there's going to be that person in the comments saying, oh, your face isn't that good looking. Whatever, it's your own opinion. That's something we can't really change. But, it was a pretty fast transformation. And again, there were steroids involved in this. So just keep that in mind. But in 3 years' time, you can do some damage. And this was, in my opinion, this was way too big for a 21-year-old. Like, I'm just fucking huge. It's just too much, right? And I wasn't really that healthy inside. But I put in a lot of muscle, of course, etc. So how you look will determine how you feel. So if you're looking good, if you're feeling good, it's just going to help you in the world. It's going to help you in your workplace. It's going to help you in your dating life. It's going to help you just everything. And the first thing, again, is to get in the gym. It's going to just make you feel so much better. So I'm still broke as fuck here. Like, I'm so broke here. My monthly expenses were just, I was living paycheck to paycheck. So I'm flat broke here. But, pretty much any girl in my home time is like, nobody at 21 was like really doing this. It was a few guys, and good thing is we all hung around the same kind of people. So any girl was pretty much mine, and there was no girls at this stage. There was no girls. And again, it's not that you should be interested in girls, but that's what we kind of all are. Let's be honest, to some degree. If you're interested in guys, fantastic, right? You just do the opposite. So any girl was pretty much mine in my home time. But again, I wrote here because you don't want to be degenerate with this, right? Do not abuse this, as you don't want to waste too much time on girls. Enjoy them from time to time. At first, they will keep you striving for more progress. So I used girls, and I still use this to some degree, not really anymore, but this time especially, I was just using girls as motivation. I know every meal, every clean meal I was eating, every minute I was working on my business, every rep in the gym, I know that was, as silly as it sounds, was going to give me a better, attractive girl at the weekend, right? Because what I would do here is I would eat clean as fuck, and then every weekend I would go out. The problem was I would get flat out drunk, and I would eventually change this to what I'm doing right now. I'm still going out to some degree, but I'm not getting flat out drunk because it ruins my performance the next day in my work, right? So you can still go out and still have a good time, but all the reps I was putting in with every part of the life, it just made things so much easier. And again, everybody at the weekend were just skinny, they were fat. There was only I'm from Dumfries originally, there was only 6 to 10 guys that kind of had this sort of muscle mass. I was probably one of the biggest in my towns, but again, this was probably too much. A lot of girls don't like this kind of build, but don't get me wrong, some definitely did, right? You don't have to go this far. So you can see here, 18 to 21, 3-year transformation. Funny thing, I thought I was big on the left. So keep that in mind. This is the kind of difference. And again, once you put this in a shirt like this, you just feel way better. This was, imagine me, I wouldn't even fit in this, but imagine a nice tight polo shirt like this, even though this was a crappy polo shirt, but again, I'm still broke at this time. And it would just be this body and this would just be a completely different animal. It would just, the arms were hugging, the shoulders were hugging. It's a totally different beast, and it just changes your whole perspective. And you can see here, just my face was getting a bit puffy. I was starting to bulk up here, but you can just see, I'm skinnier here, but my face is very round. And you can see here, there's not a jaw to some degree because I'm a little bit fat here. But you can see there's some progress, and you can definitely, a quick hack, you can use a beard to kind of shave that up, although mine's just kind of scruffy right now. This will help you out and get a decent haircut. I was just after a gym session here, but that's all you kind of need. Get rid of this haircut and you're good to go. So things you can do right now, dudes. Haircut, skin fade will always work best on most people. It's not really a skin fade right here. Something like this, although I would go a little bit shorter now. And if you're bald, you can either just rock the bald look or do what I did. So my hair is at the front, it's not real, right? You can either do a hair system, you can either do a hair transplant, or just shave it off or get SMP. So for me, I didn't want to go bald yet, and maybe I will when I'm in my 30s. But right now, I like having hair, I like getting a skin fade, although it's not that short right now. You guys get to decide what you want to do. Andrew Tate's made pretty good effort of him being the bald look, and he wouldn't look like that if he was fat and lazy and broke, right? So Tristan Tate, for example, has had multiple hair transplants. In my opinion, I think he looks better, but they're both two good looking guys. But the only reason they're good looking is because they're masculine, they're in the gym constantly, they've got low body fat to some degree, and they make a shitload of money. So totally different guy, but you can change it up to some degree. So you guys get to decide. If you have a beard, tighten it up if you have one, although this isn't that great right now. This is just easy shit. No wire hairs as well. This is easy maintenance. Every 3-4 days, clean up your beard, shower. Come on, it's just obvious, right? Any decent cologne is going to help. These are fast fixes that you can implement yesterday. So all this stuff right now, you can do this today, right now, when you're watching this, tomorrow. You can go and tick all these boxes. You can do the shaving tonight, book the haircut in for tomorrow, and you're immediately going to be feeling better, etc. Now, to some degree, this is going to take longer, right? This is going to take your 6 to 12 months. It depends how far gone you are. If you are trying to gain weight, etc., it's going to be a lot easier. If you have to come down and lose weight, it's going to be a lot harder, but you will see better progress, right? Cutting, bulking, etc. But there's no really fast secret to that. Again, steroids. Jake, you use steroids. You made it, you cheated, etc. Yeah, whatever it is. We're all in the same game, right? You can do what you want to do with this. I wouldn't recommend it, of course, especially not this young. I'm on TRT right now, and I'll probably be on TRT till the day I die, very low dosage. But here I was using pretty much everything, but a lot of people were sniffing cocaine and etc. And that was my drug, steroids. So just keep that in mind. Now, clothes. this is something that I've started to implement recently, and I've got some new clothes coming, etc. I have a father and sons on right now. It's a bit tight, it's a bit small in me, but I'm planning to lose a little bit of weight over the next couple of months, so hopefully it should fit better. But if you combine this, dudes, and this is another quick hack. What you'll notice is we're doing these at the all same time. These are all ticking, and again, you can't buy these. Of course, you can buy the clothes, right? You can, buy a better haircut, but these are all low-level stuff that are going to make such a difference. Because again, you can't buy being in shape. Everybody can get a haircut, right? We all agree, and everybody can buy some clothes. Although the ones I'm going to mention are a little bit pricier, but I promise you it'll be worth it once you understand what I mean. So this combined with the gym will change the game. It doesn't need to be expensive, but here's where I get my shit. So there's two links I want to show you right now. Father and Sons is pretty much where I get all my shirts, t-shirts, etc. It is expensive though. It is very expensive. For example, if you just look at a shirt right now, I'm not affiliated with these guys. If you want to give me an affiliate link, sure. It is expensive. It's like £40 for a shirt. I don't think it's that bad. That's like $60, I think. But these shirts last a lifetime. Not a lifetime. That's a little bit silly. These shirts last a lot better than your, I don't know, a Tesco shirt or a H&M shirt that just cost half the price that you go through twice. So you guys get to decide what you want to do, as long as you're keeping an eye on it and ironing it to some degree. That's something I need to do a little bit more often. It's going to last the test of time. Get a couple of these once you start making some money, or the money you're spending on booze, just cut it, start buying these, and you're going to, it's going to be a win-win for your gym progress once you're getting into that. Jeans, etc. Legend London I like to use. Some people don't like the spray-on look, but if you have a small waist, 32 and under, and you have big quads, big hamstrings, these jeans will really, really work for you. I wouldn't go spray on. I've got a couple of spray ons, but you can just go skinny or slightly thicker. I wanted to get these ones right here, the cargo pants, because I'm jumping on a plane to Thailand this month. It would be kind of comfy, but they don't have any left. But this is literally where I get my main shit. I either go here for jeans, because these guys are pretty much always out of jeans, and then I go here for like shirts, polo shirts, and that's it. Don't really wear t-shirts anymore, unless I'm in the gym. But mostly just wear shorts and polo shirts and stuff like this. When I'm in Thailand, I'll be wearing like their kind of short versions, etc. But wherever you are in the world, if you're in fucking Canada and it's winter, obviously it's not winter right now, adjust, adapt, etc. But we'll talk about how you can start making money and how that makes a difference as well when you're traveling around the world, because that makes a massive difference to your rating. So once money comes in, it just makes so much sense to start rolling in, clothes like this, in my opinion. You're going to be upgrading the wardrobe. This shit lasts way longer, so you'll actually save money in the long run. Like, I've bought t-shirts or shirts for like 10, 15, 20 pounds, and again, they're not that expensive on here. They're only 40, so they're double the price, but they'll last double, if not triple as long. So you actually save yourself more hassle, and it looks better, and they feel better, right? So it's worth it in the long run, although it can be annoying. Like, for example, I spent £300-400 here the other day. But again, that's going to last me a while. I'm taking it all to Thailand, and that's kind of it for a while, and I'll bring it back here in the UK, and I'll still be okay with it. So it's the same with shoes. I was saying to my girl here, and she keeps buying these like cheap 20 to 30 pound shoes, and they last like 2 weeks. And I was like, just buy the 70 to 80 to 90 pound worth, and she still has them, right? So you get what you pay for, honestly, and it just makes you look better as well. So these clothes will actually complement your physique and make you look better. What's funny, guys, is we're complementing everything we're doing. So you notice how it's on a beautiful formula? All this comes with it. You kind of just go down this rabbit hole, and as you're doing this, and again, some are quick fixes like this, some take longer like this, some can be done right now like this. But if you're fat, like I said, I'm not being rude in here, you probably don't want to go with these clothes right now. We use this as kind of like a gift. So just wear the hoodie, wear the trackie right now, because if you're high body fat over 20%, chances are nobody's looking at you anyway, so just put the hoodie on, get to work. Once you get to the 16, 15, 14%, treat yourself with a couple of shirts, right? You're going to be rewarded. And again, all the money you're saving on the junk food, etc., and going out and buying girls drinks, and you're not sleeping with them anyways, once you get to 14, 13, 12%, it's a different game, and you can treat yourself with stuff like that. That's just my personal opinion. You might have a different one. So here's your new routine. And this is as basic as it has to be. I've got a little bit more of a complicated routine, but this is where I started. And I try and follow this to some degree. Shave every 3 to 5 days to clean it up. I need to do that. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I was busy. What you'll understand is life gets in the way sometimes, and that's okay. But as long as you can keep on top of it, you're going to be doing better than 90% of the guys out there. Because again, it's player versus player. it's a game. The girl that you want to attract, maybe I want to attract her, right? She can only choose one guy. You know, if she's a hoe, she can choose multiple, but chances are on that night, it's me versus you. So if you're keeping on top of this, it's player versus player. And again, I want you guys to win. So haircut, like I said, skin fade every 7 days. It is kind of annoying to get a haircut every 7 days, but when you get a skin fade, I'm about 5 days in, maybe 2 more days left, I'll get it. It just makes it look better. If you have a longer hairstyle, you know, you're going to be fine. But I think a skin fade just makes everybody look better to some degree. The only person somebody would have a longer hairstyle if they're trying to cover up, etc. If you have a lean face, and I'm still working on mine, it's just low body fat, that's all it's going to be. A skin fade is just going to look way better. If you're rocking the bald look, it's going to be fine. Maybe get SMP. I think First Man, he has that. I think his name's Chris something, I can't remember. Gym 5 times a week, plus boxing sessions on a rest day. So this is something I've just recently started added. So I used to be a total steroid nut, as you guys know. But I was a pussy, right? If I got in a fight, I would probably lose. Although there was no fights. Like nobody would ever pick on me, right? Because I was just so fucking huge. But honestly, if like a little 150-pound guy, he'd probably beat the fuck out of me because I didn't know how to fight. So I've started very recently getting a boxing session. It can be expensive, but just invest in it. It's going to be so worth it, in my opinion. You're going to be saving money anyways from wasting it on all the junk food, etc., and going out and buying, you know, beers, right? Because that shit's lame, right? It's not going to get you anywhere. It's actually going to devalue your progress as you go along this. So I'm going to have a video on this coming soon. And like I said, this is just something I've recently started implementing. I'm not sparring, I'm not getting hit in the face. I've just got, you know, one guy, I'm going to Thailand as well, it's going to help, but I've got one guy right now in the UK just down at the gym there. And I just get a boxing session on a rest day. And it doesn't have to be an hour long, 30 minutes long, 15, 20 minutes. Just, you know, just that's it. And again, I look like a pussy when I'm doing it, right? Because I've only had 2 sessions. But once we progress, it's just like everything. You're going to have a different aura when you know that you can fight, and it's not using this as a weapon to be cool. It's just, you're going to have a different aura to yourself when nobody can really fuck with you, unless they've got a gun, fair enough. But also it's a great cardio, so it helps you get that body fat down as well. Lastly, shower daily. Just simple shit. Every morning I shower. I don't do it twice a day, I just can't be arsed. So every morning I just shower, basic shit, teeth brush, mouthwash, basic shit. So last thing I want to talk about, because this is going to help you massively and nobody talks about this. So all the stuff we've just talked about before is going to make a big difference, but there's something as money that nobody really wants to talk about. And I'll tell you why, because it's actually difficult to get money. Although I think it's actually easier to get money than getting in good shape. It just depends. If you don't know any money making ways, it can seem impossible because all you know is your 9 to 5. But let me tell you why this is so important. So if you're working a 9 to 5 for minimum wage or even a little bit better, you can be a solid catch. You can be handsome as fuck, good looking, etc. But you're only going to go up a couple of points because you're tied to that location. So an uglier version of yourself, for example, let's just use me as an example, right? If you think I'm ugly, sexy, or whatever, I don't give a fuck. It's just examples so you can go and help yourself. So let's just say I'm a better looking version of myself right now, but I work at KFC or McDonald's, or I just maybe I'll work in a decent job, in a sales job. It doesn't even need to be a bad wage. I could be making 8 to 10k a month, but if I'm stuck in that location and working 70 to 80 hours a week, kind of fucked. I'm not really going to have time, and again, the time that I'm going to have is going to be like with like drunk girls on the weekend, and it's not really the kind of girls I want to attract. They can be fun, but you know, whatever. So let's just use me, an uglier version of that guy that's working in that job, getting paid minimum wage or maybe 10k but stuck in that location. Let's just say I make 10k from my laptop, and I make a little bit more than that. I make actually quite a lot more than that, but regardless of that, but I can travel the world, for example, going to Thailand at the end of this month. I'm going to dominate because I have all the options. I can get all the Thailand girls, the lady boys, even though that's not my type, but I can get all these options, right? You're stuck to the girls, and for example, me in Glasgow, right? If I'm stuck there, I'm just stuck on Tinder to Glasgow, right? It's just lame as fuck, and swiping on Tinder is kind of lame, right? If I'm in Thailand next week, but let's just say I'm a 6 out of 10, I'm rare as fuck in Thailand. Like, I'm Scottish, I'm rare as fuck. Like, the girls are going to probably love me. That's just the way it goes. So it's obviously good to be the handsome version of this, but even an uglier version, a slightly chubbier version of this guy working the job, but he's total location independent. He can make 10k a month from his laptop every single month. It's way better. It's way better because you're not tired, you're not stressed, and you know, it's boring, in my opinion, being stuck to a 9 to 5. Unless you like it, fair enough, but you would agree, traveling around in your laptop, bouncing on planes, etc., it's way more fun. So if you're stuck to that job, again, your female reach will be limited. So starting a business of some sort online. Do not start a brick and mortar cookie cutting business. It's not going to work for you because, again, you ruin the fact. Even if you're making 100k a month, you're fucking killing it. But I'm making, let's just say, 10k a month. I choose the 10k a month online every day of the week, because in my opinion, the 10k is really the mark where you can't really go broke. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not buying jets, etc. if you are making 10k, but you're good enough where you can pretty much go where you want to some degree and you're not going broke. Of course, it would be good to grow that, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm growing that quite considerably, but if you're making 100k and you're stuck to Glasgow again as an example, you're kind of fucked, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You might disagree, but yeah, it's going to help you in the long run. It's going to take some time though to find out what you really want to do. And that's it, bro. That is my best advice I would give to you from go to a 2 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10. It's going to take time. This shit will take 6 months to 12 months, depending on how far you've neglected it. If you're younger, your testosterone's higher, you're getting sunlight, vitamin D, you can add to this, and maybe I'll have another video on that soon. Let me know if you'd like that. Transformation, things you can do right now. Easy shit, you can do this right now. Clothes, you could do that right now, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're higher than 16, 18, 20%. It's not really going to make a difference, and as you start to cut down, you're going to have to buy more of these clothes anyway, so you are going to spend more money. So get to the 12% body fat, or 14% body fat, or less, then start looking at this. But if you don't have the money yet, get this shit sorted. Get this short sorted. But again, to get the money from this, just cut all the expenses. Delete your Tinder subscription, delete Netflix, delete your Xbox Live, sell your Xbox Live, sell your Xbox, sell your fucking... stop all that shit. I guarantee you could cut $500 a month on random junk food that you eat, replace it with good healthy food, and then stop going out and drinking vodka on the weekend to pull 1 out of 10s. So hopefully that made sense. I know this was somewhat cringe to some degree, but I wish I had this video when I was like 18, 19, 20-year-old. It would help me a lot. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, did you enjoy it? And I'll see you if I make another video. You'll never know. You'll have to subscribe. Take care.